Is this the end of me? I thought in a panic. This is my McDonald's Quarter Pounder Deluxe experience. Is this really how I'm going to die? The feelings of panic start to wash over me, realizing I could no longer breathe. You know what's even worse than that though? Seeing your wife and son panic with your own eyes. So space friends, I nearly choked to death yesterday in a 1 in a million chance situation that happened from my very first bite of a McDonald's Quarter Pounder Deluxe Hamburger. I'll share that moment with you in just a bit. True story, I've been battling depression around the time Elite Dangerous Odyssey first landed, just days before I had a huge injury. I severely fractured my lower right leg, wrecked my right elbow, and received nerve damage in my right hand that affected the left side of my hand starting with my pinky, kinda made gaming suck. Long story short, Space Pals, I was chair-ridden for over 2 months. The recovery was very slow and painful. The only thing I had was my family and my friends online, plus my favorite game, Elite Dangerous, to see me through. Sadly, the community fracture after Odyssey landed for Elite Dangerous affected the Hawks Gaming Discord as well. Commanders who were the hardest of hardcore supporters started dropping like flies. During some point in this, I started to struggle with depression. I wasn't used to being 100% housebound. My favorite game in history took a huge crap. People that lived, breathed, ate, drank, and slept Elite simply moved on. It's basically like being that dead horse getting kicked over and over again. My frame of mind shifted to the day-to-day mode instead of being locked into knowing my path in life. I felt myself starting to not really care if I lived or died. You know, depression lies to you. I even started to pull away from content creating, which brings me so much joy, as well as my very active Discord channel. Which was made easier by that guy, you know, the type that talks so much trash about you behind your back, but always tries to act like your best space pal to your face. Yeah, everyone knows those people. Depression and fake people lie to you. Here's the thing, you can go day by day, start pulling away from your friends and family, thinking that you don't care if you live or die. That's all just living a lie, really, which is a huge waste of your precious time, Space Pals. The moment I bit into my McDonald's Quarter Pounder Deluxe, I rolled the dice of fate we all do when we eat a meal. On that million-sided dice, I rolled a natural 1. The onion, as you can see, was the side end piece that should have been thrown away. The moment I bit into this hamburger of possible death, that onion shot into the back of my mouth and instantly triggered a swallow reflex before I could even start chewing. It was the strangest situation from that moment on. At first, I attempted to keep chewing as it was my first bite, but I could feel something was lodged in my throat. I spit out the burger bits in my mouth and told my wife something was wrong and that I might throw up. I grabbed the trash can and went into the bathroom with the door open. That was when the dry heaves started, combined with the endless swallowing. My body knew it was in trouble. As of now, the onion was not acting like a lid over my windpipe yet, it was just lodged straight up and down. My wife said she was going to call the paramedics and not to fight the heaves. She knows just how much I try not to puke before I puke. I assured her to give me just a moment. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. If you are ever in this situation, don't tell anyone that because every second is going to become very precious to you, believe me. At this point, I can still breathe. It's weird because I can feel it in my windpipe, so I can still function with a semi-rational but, starting to become panicked mind. My big idea was to breathe in deep but slowly between the horrible dry heaves, then expel that air out rapidly. Here's the thing, and why I should have shut the hell up about my wife calling 911. At the end of that exhale, I could feel it get dislodged from my windpipe. The problem was my body's reflex to breathe in as much as possible as fast as possible happened. This shut the lid. I actually felt the onion slab flop over my windpipe, then the moment when panic sets in. Mere fractions of a second seem like an eternity. Your body and mind now know you can no longer breathe through your mouth. My instant reaction was to try to breathe through my nose as the onion flopped over at the very beginning of my inhale. At that moment, I looked at myself in the mirror and then at my wife and son as I struggled to barely breathe through my nose. I thought to myself as I looked into their eyes, looking into my eyes, is this how I'm going to die? In front of my family choking on McDonald's? The episode of dry heaves while struggling to get any air I could through my nose was real. The first, I don't know, like 10 seconds maybe, was filled with panic, hope, regrets, and knowing in a few minutes I would either get to have time with my family and friends, or be enveloped by the nothing, because, onions and fate. I saved enough air, then tried really hard again to blow out. I popped the lid some, but again the body's struggle to breathe is real, so I mouth breathed again, sucking in by reflex. Which, almost caused the lid to shut again. This time, though, I could breathe better through my nose. It was at this moment I started to really focus on calming myself for another try. I needed to take a few moments to breathe, showing my body that it was going to be okay. I knew I was still in danger. I just needed to convince my body not to give in to fear and that damn reflex to mouth breathe again. Somehow, I wasn't having those damned awful dry heaves anymore, so I tried again. This time with extreme effort not to mouth breathe back if I fail another attempt, because flipping it back up is better than that damned lid being closed over my windpipe. This time, thankfully it shot out into the sink. Let the mouth breathing commence. I was then slammed by the feeling of a second chance at things on how I perceive the world. See, my whole life has revolved around helping other people or to encourage them to believe in themselves. That has always been how I get joy. There for a while though, I lost my way and let dear old depression lie to me. I let trolls lie and get to me. I allowed all that to happen through clouded judgment. See, earlier, even though I was there with my family, I was just in the day-by-day survival mode. After this experience though, I see things a little bit differently, especially when it comes to time and how we choose to spend it. Would I want this experience again? Here, let me think about that for a second. Hell no. Going out choking in front of my family on McDonald's hamburgers to have this realization? Yeah, no, I would not. However, that experience is now a gift. I can assure you the memory of what happened to me yesterday is terrifying. It also helped me to realize I was wasting a lot of my day. Days I can never get back as I'm 50 at this point. McDonald's, seriously, cut your onions right. I mean, fast food kills people, but it doesn't have to kill us that way. Onions like that should not be used in slippery freaking hamburgers. I'm not kidding here. The moment I took my very first bite, that damn onion shot to the back of my throat and caused an instant swallow reflex. That can happen to anybody, and I'm very glad that I'm able to talk about it now because, the alternative is, not so much fun. So Space Pals, you almost didn't get this video, or any more videos for that matter. I would have just faded away, not being able to help anyone ever again. Understand, if you live with depression, you're not alone. Some who shine the brightest on the outside need that encouragement from those who matter in their life the most. Never miss the chance to tell someone you care, or miss the chance to help them. Be that positive that makes a difference, because that is what life is truly about. It's how we live that matters. Don't waste your time. Don't wait for a near-death experience to give you focus in life. I can assure you, when you are struggling in those precious seconds, you are really holding on to life. So don't waste a single moment. Every second is precious, friends. I guarantee if you found this video helpful, you're gonna love this next one.